Hi, welcome to EPG Pathshala Spanish. We are in the paper entitled Advanced Spanish Grammar. I am Gaurav Kumar and I teach Spanish in the Center of Spanish, Portuguese, Italian and Latin American Studies in Jawaharlal Nehru University, New Delhi. We are now in the module titled Present Subjunctive 2. In the earlier module, we have understood the conjugation pattern of the verbs for regular, irregular, and also the reflexive verbs in the present subjunctive mood. In this module, we are going to learn the various contexts in which the present subjunctive can be used. At this stage, it is important to revise the concept of a clause. A clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a predicate and forms a sentence or part of a sentence. A sentence may have one or more main clauses and similarly may consist of one or more dependent clauses or none at all. In the sentence, yo quiero que tú compres las flores. I repeat, yo quiero que tú compres las flores, which in English means I want that you buy the flowers. There are two parts that are joined by the word que. The first part is yo quiero and second part is tú compres las flores. In this sentence, we know that the main verb is querer, want, quiero, and its subject is I or yo in Spanish. So, it is the main clause as depending on this clause, the second half of the sentence is having a definite meaning. The second part, tú compres las flores, which is in English, you to buy the flowers, is the dependent clause. Its verb is comprar, which means to buy, and conjugated in the subjunctive as compres as per the subject tú. In English, that is mostly omitted, but the Spanish equivalent que is compulsory. So, in English, we can say the above sentence simply as I want you to buy some flowers. Please note that the dependent clause doesn't state a fact such as you are buying or you buy the flowers. Rather, it is my desire that you may buy the flowers. Let's now see the rule for the use of subjunctive as seen in the above example. In Spanish, the subjunctive mood is used for the verb in the dependent clause when the following rules are followed. Rule number 1. When the subject of the main clause is different from the subject of the dependent clause. In the example, yo espero que ella venga a la fiesta. I repeat, yo espero que ella venga a la fiesta. The main clause of the subject is yo and dependent clause subject is ella. If the subject of the two verbs is the same, then infinitive form of the verb is used. Carlos necesita estudiar más para aprobar el examen. I repeat, Carlos necesita estudiar más para aprobar el examen. Carlos needs to study more in order to pass the exam. Let's take another example. Los fines de semana prefiero quedarme en casa y pasar tiempo con la familia. I repeat, los fines de semana prefiero quedarme en casa y pasar tiempo con la familia. In English, it is translated as, on weekends, I prefer to stay home and spend time with the family. Rule 2.1. With verbs of desire. When the verb in the main clause expresses a wish, preference, want, or need with regard to other people, then the dependent clause takes up the subjunctive. Main clauses such as desear que, preferir que, querer que, necesitar que. I repeat, desear que, preferir que, querer que, necesitar que. These clauses will require subjunctive in the dependent clause. Let's take up some examples with these main clauses. Prefiero que mi madre me haga las compras de ropas. I repeat, prefiero que mi madre me haga las compras de ropas. In English, it would be translated as, I prefer that my mother does the shopping for my clothes. Let's take another example. Quiero que me traigas el libro para mañana. I repeat, quiero que me traigas el libro para mañana. In English, the equivalent is, I want you to bring me the book by tomorrow. Next example. Deseamos que la abuela se mejore pronto. I repeat, deseamos que la abuela se mejore pronto. In English, we wish that grandmother gets well soon. Let's take another example. Necesito que me ayudes en preparar el informe anual. I repeat, necesito que me ayudes en preparar el informe anual. The English version of this is, I need you to help me prepare the annual report. Let's see the next rule with verbs of emotion. Verbs that in the main clause express hope, happiness, sadness, fear, or regret with regard to other people will require the subjunctive mood in the dependent clause. Main clause such as alegrarse de que, estar contento de que, esperar que, estar triste de que, gustarle a uno que, molestarle a uno que, sentir que, temer que, tener miedo de que. I repeat again the clauses. They are alegrarse de que, estar contento de que, esperar que, estar triste de que, gustarle a uno que, molestarle a uno que, sentir que, temer que, tener miedo de que. All these clauses will demand the use of subjunctive in the dependent clause. Let us take up some sentences to understand the concept. First sentence: Me alegro de que usted asista la reunión. I repeat, me alegro de que usted asista la reunión. In English, it will be translated as I am happy that you are attending the meeting. The next example is Espero que apruebes el examen de matemáticas. I repeat, espero que apruebes el examen de matemáticas. I hope you pass the mathematics exam is the English equivalent of the Spanish sentence. Next example, el profesor está contento de que los alumnos asistan sus clases con frecuencia. I repeat, el profesor está contento de que los alumnos asistan sus clases con frecuencia. In English, it is the professor is happy that the students attend his classes regularly. Coming to the next example, it is la gente está triste de que el gobierno no pueda controlar la inflación. I repeat the sentence. It is la gente está triste de que el gobierno no pueda controlar la inflación. In English, it is translated as people are sad that the government cannot control inflation. One more example. A mi madre no le gusta que yo vaya a la escuela en motocicleta. I repeat the sentence. A mi madre no le gusta que yo vaya a la escuela en motocicleta. In English, the equivalent translation is my mother doesn't like that I go to school by bike. Let us see one more example. Me molesta que los vecinos pongan la música tan alta. I repeat, me molesta que los vecinos pongan la música tan alta. In English, the Spanish version is translated as the neighbors putting the music on high volume disturbs me. Let us take one more example. Lo siento que nunca ganes la lotería. I repeat, lo siento que nunca ganes la lotería. In English, it is translated as I am sorry that you never win the lottery. Next example would be temo que Pedro no quiera devolverme mi dinero. I repeat, temo que Pedro no quiera devolverme mi dinero. In English, it is translated as I fear that Pedro doesn't want to return me my money. La gente tiene miedo de que el nuevo gobierno no cumpla con sus promesas. I repeat, la gente tiene miedo de que el nuevo gobierno no cumpla con sus promesas. In English, it is translated as people are afraid that the new government may not fulfill its promises. Let's come to the next rule, which is verbs of influence. If the main clause has verbs that express orders, requests, or advice for other people, then the dependent clause takes up the subjunctive. Main clauses such as aconsejar que, dejar que, mandar que, permitir que, sugerir que, decir que, insistir en que, pedir que, prohibir que, recomendar que. I repeat the main clauses once more. Aconsejar que, dejar que, mandar que, permitir que, sugerir que, decir que, insistir en que, pedir que, prohibir que, recomendar que. All these clauses will require the subjunctive in the dependent clause. Let us see some examples with these clauses. First one, te aconsejo que dejes de fumar. I repeat, te aconsejo que dejes de fumar. Let's take the example. Te aconsejo que dejes de fumar. I repeat, te aconsejo que dejes de fumar. In English, it is translated as I advise you to stop smoking. Next example is le pido a mi padre que me compre una nueva camiseta. I repeat, le pido a mi padre que me compre una nueva camiseta. I ask my father to buy me a new t-shirt is the English version of the Spanish sentence. The next sentence is insiste en que comprendamos su problema. I repeat, insiste en que comprendamos su problema. He insists that we understand his problem is the English version of the Spanish sentence. Next example is, yo les sugiero que ellos coman en este restaurante. I repeat, yo les sugiero que ellos coman en este restaurante. In English, it is translated as, I suggest them to eat at this restaurant. One more example. Ella me recomienda que no volvamos a la India nunca. I repeat, ella me recomienda que no volvamos a la India nunca. In English, the same is expressed as, she recommends that we never return to India. Some verbs can either indicate influence and thus take the subjunctive, or indicate reporting and thus take the indicative. Some examples are, ella dice que nos vamos. I repeat, ella dice que nos vamos. In English, she says we are leaving. As you can see, here the verb decir is acting to report a fact. That is why we use the indicative in the second half as nos vamos. Let us see another sentence where the subjunctive is used. Ella dice que nos vayamos. I repeat, ella dice que nos vayamos. She is telling us to leave is the English equivalent of this sentence. Here we use the subjunctive because decir is acting here as a verb of command. That is why after que in the dependent clause, it is conjugated the verb as nos vayamos in the subjunctive. Further examples, yo insisto en que él viene. I repeat, yo insisto en que él viene. In English, it is translated as, I insist that he is coming. Here, the person knows for a fact that he is coming. That is why, in the second half or the dependent clause, the indicative has been used because the verb insistir is just reporting a fact which the speaker says with complete conviction. Let us see the use of the insistir en que clause with the subjunctive. Yo insisto en que él venga. I repeat, yo insisto en que él venga. The sentence is translated as, I insist that he come. Here, the clause insistir en que is acting in the form of an order. That is why the dependent clause is conjugated as venga in the subjunctive form. Certain verbs of influence may be used either with the subjunctive or an infinitive, even when there is a change of subject. The infinitive is more frequent when the subject of the dependent verb is a pronoun rather than a noun or noun phrase. Such verbs include hacer, to make someone do something, permitir, to permit, and dejar, to let, allow. Let us see some examples of sentences with the infinitive. Nadie me hace llorar. I repeat, nadie me hace llorar. In English, nobody makes me cry. Another sentence, déjame trabajar en paz. I repeat, déjame trabajar en paz. Let me work in peace is the English version. Next sentence, ellas no nos permiten jugar. I repeat, ellas no nos permiten jugar. In English, they don't permit us to play. With the subjunctive, let's see more cases. Nadie hace que los estudiantes piensen en su carrera. I repeat, nadie hace que los estudiantes piensen en su carrera. In English, no one makes the students think about their career. Next sentence, deja que las chicas estudien en paz. I repeat, deja que las chicas estudien en paz. Let the girls study in peace is the English version. Next example is, ellas no permiten que los músicos practiquen. I repeat, ellas no permiten que los músicos practiquen. In English, they don't permit the musicians to practice. Coming to the next rule about verbs of doubt and negation. When a main clause is introduced by a statement of doubt, the subjunctive is used in the dependent clause. Main clauses such as dudar que, negar que, no estar seguro de que, es incierto que, no es cierto que. I repeat, dudar que, negar que, no estar seguro de que, es incierto que, no es cierto que. Let us see some sample sentences with these clauses. Dudan que yo hable español. I repeat, dudan que yo hable español. In English, they doubt that I speak Spanish. Next sentence, ella niega que su hermano sea el ladrón. I repeat, ella niega que su hermano sea el ladrón. In English, she denies that her brother is the thief. Next sentence, no estoy seguro de que él pueda reparar el portátil. I repeat, no estoy seguro de que él pueda reparar el portátil. Let's take another example. No estoy seguro de que él pueda reparar el portátil. I repeat, no estoy seguro de que él pueda reparar el portátil. In English, I am not sure that he can repair the laptop. Next sentence, es incierto que ellos vayan a Madrid. I repeat, es incierto que ellos vayan a Madrid. In English, it is uncertain that they will go to Madrid. More sentence, no es cierto que la justicia siempre se cumpla. I repeat, no es cierto que la justicia siempre se cumpla. In English, it is not certain that justice is always done. In case of certain verbs in the main clause, the subjunctive is not used and the dependent clause takes up the indicative. Such main clauses are no dudar que, no hay duda que, es cierto que, estar seguro de que, no cabe duda que. I repeat the clauses. No dudar que, no hay duda que, es cierto que, estar seguro de que, no cabe duda que. These expressions imply certainty and hence the indicative is used in the dependent clause. Some examples are: no dudo que Dios existe. I repeat, no dudo que Dios existe. In English, I don't doubt that God exists. Next sentence, no hay duda que Ana es la mejor estudiante de la clase. I repeat, no hay duda que Ana es la mejor estudiante de la clase. In English, there is no doubt that Ana is the best student of the class. Another sentence, es cierto que el presidente asistirá a la celebración inaugural. I repeat, es cierto que el presidente asistirá a la celebración inaugural. In English, it is certain that the president will attend the inaugural celebration. No cabe duda que hoy es lunes. I repeat, no cabe duda que hoy es lunes. In English, there is no doubt that today is Monday. The verbs pensar and creer. In these cases, there is a cultural difference that needs to be understood by learners of Spanish with English language background. Pensar means to think and creer means to believe in English. An English speaker uses the verbs to think and to believe when he doesn't know for certain whether something is true or will happen. In case of Spanish, when the speaker states that she thinks or believes something is true, then there is more certainty and hence the indicative is used. Some sentences are: el profesor cree que los alumnos practican la gramática española todos los días. I repeat, el profesor cree que los alumnos practican la gramática española todos los días. In English, the professor believes that the students practice Spanish grammar every day. Next sentence, creo que nuestros vecinos son japoneses. I repeat, creo que nuestros vecinos son japoneses. In English, I think our neighbors are Japanese. Next sentence, mis padres piensan que el médico es culpable. I repeat, mis padres piensan que el médico es culpable. My parents think that the doctor is at fault is the English version. Pensar and creer, when express a negation, then in that case it implies an element of uncertainty in the speaker's mind and hence the subjunctive is used in the dependent clause. No creer que means to not believe that and hence the subjunctive is used. Similarly, no pensar que, to not think that, will require subjunctive. Some examples are: no creo que él lo haya hecho. I repeat, no creo que él lo haya hecho. I don't believe that he has done it is the English translation. Another sentence, no creo que te despiertes todos los días a las 5 de la mañana para hacer yoga. I repeat, no creo que te despiertes todos los días a las 5 de la mañana para hacer yoga. In English, I don't think that you wake up every day at 5 a.m. to do yoga. Next sentence, Pablo no piensa que vaya a llover. I repeat, Pablo no piensa que vaya a llover. In English, Pablo doesn't think it is going to rain. Creer que can be followed by the indicative or the subjunctive in the interrogatory sentences. It will depend completely on a couple of factors. However, pensar que in the interrogatory sentence is usually followed by the indicative. First of all, whether you use the subjunctive or not will depend on how much you believe what you are saying versus how much you doubt about the action of the same. You can use the subjunctive in a create question to express your personal doubt of what you are asking. Example, ¿crees que ellos son inteligentes? I repeat, ¿crees que ellos son inteligentes? In English, do you think they are intelligent? You are talking about people known to you, like friends, and you are asking the opinion to another person. One more sentence. ¿Crees que sean inteligentes? ¿Crees que sean inteligentes? Do you think they are smart? It may also be translated as, do you think they are going to be smart? In this case, you are talking about people not known to you and you ask others about their opinion of these unknown people. Let us also consider the case of negative creer in interrogatory sentences. If you do not know the person, event, or situation, or when something will happen, it is preferable to use the subjunctive. ¿No crees que ellos sean muy listos? I repeat, ¿no crees que ellos sean muy listos? Don't you think they are very clever? If you know the person, event, or situation, it is preferable to use the indicative. ¿No crees que tus amigos son muy inteligentes? I repeat, ¿no crees que tus amigos son muy inteligentes? In English, don't you think your friends are pretty smart? Also, you can use the subjunctive in a creer que question to express your ignorance or unfamiliarity of the topic or person if you are asking about someone or something you know very little about. With this, we have completed the first set of usages of the present subjunctive. So now you know how and when the present subjunctive is to be used for sentences that have a main clause and a dependent clause. Thank you. Gracias.